And I died there. Okay, we're gonna go and reset. That's pretty far behind. Okay, let's do it again. But better this time, with fewer deaths. We're gonna make our own world record. With hookers and blow. The old bender strategy. Hopefully, I can make it past World 1 a lot more than I did the last stream. Last stream I don't think I played all that well. Surprising how many levels are actually in the 80% run here. Or maybe not that surprising since it's 8 worlds. I don't know. I still feel like I'm playing through a lot of levels for how fast it goes. Only a 25, 26 minute run. A slow boss there. Only lost a second there, though. Not too bad. Weird. Fire flower. Usually get a star there. That's okay. As long as it's not a mushroom. Okay. Doing good. I think that was fine. A little bit of a time loss, but not as bad as dying. I think it was alright. I think we saved it. Nothing to see here. Just a little bit of quicksand. Never hurt anybody. Phrase nobody has said ever. Okay. Alright, I was worried about that one, but not too bad. I guess that -1 second was from getting stuck in the sand. Much better than last run, though. Last run we were 20-some seconds behind, and we're only 2 this time. That's pretty good. It's not a lot of time to save in those first 2 worlds, compared to my PB here. Yeah, now we're about even. Always like waiting there just half a second to make sure I've got it lined up. Didn't do the jump. That's weird. Usually, I would say 80–90% of the time, he jumps after the first hammer. Luckily, the strat kind of works no matter what. If you just jump late after the first hammer, you can get in under the second one, or hit them after they land. So, works either way. Hey, alright. Gold split. We're 7 seconds behind all golds. That's pretty crazy. Hopefully I can do well the rest of this run. Oof, that was close. That was very close. Nice. That one's a little sketchy. It's tough to get through there without dying. Ooh, I almost didn't jump high enough there. Almost shorted my jump. I just need to remember. Don't die, and I'll be fine. Don't need to, like, go through these as fast as possible. I mean, I'm gonna go through them pretty fast, but not, like, as fast as technically possible. You can do some turnbacks and be perfectly fine. I can let that pipe appear a little more than than I'd have to, so I don't accidentally die on the auto-scroller. Pedal to the metal, if you're not first, you're last. Got it. Oh, well, okay. First death. No problem. That was the shortest death that I could probably possibly take. Even the deaths are efficient. There's plenty of time to save in World 5. So we should be okay. Okay. I hate the end of long auto-scrollers. Boom! Alright, we're 45 seconds ahead. Looking good. Okay. I was a little worried I was gonna die to that fire flower guy. Or the nipper. Fire nipper. man, that's a really bad death. I guess it wasn't that bad, it was near the beginning of the level, but I should never die in that level. Level's pretty easy. I got it mapped really well. Should not be losing time on that one. This is the tough one. Alright, well, we lost some time, but I didn't die, so we'll call it a win. We're 45 seconds ahead. We can afford to lose a few seconds. No need to panic just yet. Oh, we even saved a few more seconds. Great. Definitely not a gold split, but our PB must have had a death there. You leave me alone. Alright, we didn't die. I'm happy with that. Nice. Saved a little bit of time with that strat there. Not having to fall into the water. Oops. Ooh, okay. Messed up that jump, but didn't die. I'll take it. Still got a fire flower. That kind of sucks, but that's okay. Waited a little bit for that because I did not want to accidentally die on this level. That would have been pretty brutal. Okay. Looking good, just gotta not choke it away in World 8. I tested this versus the other one, and this is slightly faster. Even though it's a little bit less fun. Oh, and except if I die in it, then it's not faster. What the hell? How did I miss that? Jeez. Damn. I got the fanfare, come on! I should just do the other level. It's more fun. It's like 2 seconds slower. Okay. Am I just gonna die in every level and just blow it? That would be pretty sad. At least that was a quick death at the very beginning. Alright, we got this. Just play it safe. And we'll be looking at a big PB. What? Come on! What? Alright, I guess I was playing it too safe. I don't know. I was basically at the end there. Alright, we're gonna lose some time, but hopefully still a decent PB. Maybe not as giant as I want it to be, but hopefully still decent. That's one really, really bad death, though. Come on. Get up there, Mario. Okay, this is it. Might be close. That death was pretty bad. Alright. Jump now. No more fireballs. Yay. Okay. I think I'm just gonna barely PB. That's crazy. I was so far ahead. Damn. I lost 40 seconds there? That's crazy. Oh well, that's a new record at least. Man, we were on such a great pace. Now we're gonna have to run about against those splits where we're just gonna basically have to be perfect the whole run, and we know we've got like 45 seconds to save and we're late.